Hi there, everybody. Happy Friday. I'm Alert Meteorologist Keith Gibson. Great to have you with us here on our stream tonight. I hope you have had a great end of the work week and you will have a great start to the weekend. We are live here on our stream, also on our website and on Facebook and on our Facebook feed. If you want to chime in with a comment or a question, we will take those here real quick. Won't take too much of your time here on our Friday evening, but let's get into our discussion and talk about the system coming on down the road here for our weekend. This is First Alert Viper Max, and I've zoomed into parts of Iowa and Nebraska. There is some budding ice down there. That is the system headed our way, and we will have the chance for some wintry weather as we go throughout the course of the weekend. We're going to have what looks like a system come on in with some snow, switching over to some rain. And then some of you could have a little bit of a light freezing rain chance in there before all of this switches over to some rain as some milder air comes on in. This is the process of warmer air coming back into the region after it's been so very cold around here. We certainly know that. So let's move on and talk about some of the advisories across the Great Lakes region right now, the upper Midwest. To our southwest, we have this winter weather advisory. This is all of the blue territory here, and there's actually an ice storm warning out here across parts of eastern Iowa. This is where the brunt of the icing is going to be. We will have a better chance, I think, for some snow switching to rain. There could be a little bit of late freezing rain as it comes on into parts of northeastern Wisconsin, but we're not going to get an ice storm. That's the way it's looking right now. And at this point, we have no advisories posted. Our severe weather outlook still in the low category, so impacts still appear to be not as big as they could be. But we will continue to monitor the trends tonight and tomorrow morning, because this really won't come on into our region until late tomorrow afternoon and tomorrow night. So we will get more data today, this evening, and during the overnight hours, and reevaluate the situation here. But I wanted to give you a heads up here on a Friday evening. If you do have some plans for tomorrow evening, tomorrow night, this could disrupt some of those plans if things do develop as we think they're going to develop. So snow or mixed to rain. And then there may become maybe a little bit more frozen precip overall that could accumulate back to the northwest. Again, we'll see how this goes. Temperatures will be right around freezing tomorrow night in the Fox Valley, and there could be some slippery spots around here. So let's time things out just a little bit. Now, temperatures are going to be rising all night long. Clouds will continue to build and thicken. We have a lot of clearing across our region right now, but clouds will fill in. There could be a few flakes in there. This is 10:30 tomorrow morning, a mix of 20s to low 30s. Winds start to increase here. Going into tomorrow afternoon, this is 5:30. Now, initially, some of this could be in the form of some wet snow here as the moisture builds on in. The thing we'll be watching out for is the profile of the atmosphere. How warm or how cold is it? The surface air temperature here will be around freezing in the Fox Valley, and that's cold enough to allow this to be initially snow. So I wouldn't be surprised if we have like a burst of snow as this moisture comes on in before it switches over to rain, even in the Fox Valley, Green Bay, Appleton, Oshkosh, Fond du Lac. Near the lakeshore with the wind off the lake waters, this may just be all rain here with temperatures that will just be a little bit too warm for some snow initially. But we'll see. Again, this is 5:30 tomorrow evening. We'll start to have some moisture overspread some of this cooler air. Now back to the northwest, we'll still be in the upper 20s here. So these areas up here, this is where I would suspect we would have a little bit more in the way of frozen precipitation in general as we go throughout the course of our Saturday evening, Saturday night, and Sunday morning. So this is 5:30. Let's advance the clock a little bit and go to 11. Again, tomorrow evening at 11 o'clock, we will have temperatures somewhere in the Fox Valley, 33, 34, 35 degrees. So if we do have some snow that moved in initially, that could be switching over to some cold rain. We would suspect with temperatures in the mid to upper 30s from Green Bay south and east that this would be primarily a cold rain by 11 o'clock tomorrow evening. Back to the northwest, it looks like we'll still have a little bit of cold air and temperatures in the upper 20s, low 30s. That would support more in the way of frozen precipitation back here to the northwest at 11 o'clock tomorrow night. Now, this is not gospel here, folks. I'm just giving you the latest and greatest, and there is some wiggle room here. So will the warm air be more substantial? Will we have more cold rain through the valley to eliminate any wet snow accumulation, or will it be a little bit colder to support a little bit more snow accumulation and slushy travel here? So we're teetering on the brink tomorrow. A few degrees either way is going to determine if we get more cold rain or if we're going to get more snow initially. It's eventually all going to switch over to rain at some point here going into Sunday morning, we think. But the battleground will be probably somewhere in the Fox Valley, somewhere here tomorrow evening. So again, I wish I had like, oh, we're for sure going to get this. I can't really say that at this point because we're just teetering there with the atmospheric profile, and we'll just have to see how things come together tomorrow evening. Now, going through our Sunday morning or Saturday night and Sunday morning, temperatures will likely continue to warm from southeast to northwest here. So this is 4:30 in the morning on Sunday, pushing 40 degrees at the lakeshore, likely warm enough for rain here in the valley if we still have moisture around. But back to the northwest, there could still be a little bit of light snow or light freezing drizzle up here across the Northwoods, and this is where some of the travel issues, if we're going to get them tomorrow evening, tomorrow night, this is where we can have a little bit more long duration issues back to the northwest. Now, as far as like precipitation or as far as freezing rain, this is not going to be an ice storm here. And just one other side note that the road surface temperatures will likely remain below freezing here as this moisture comes on in, because it's been so cold with the Arctic air mass that even if we do have some liquid falling and the air temperature is above freezing, the ground surface is very, very cold. So that could support some slippery spots too as this moisture comes on in. So just put that in the back of your mind too. But there's a lot of treatment on some of these roads here. So we'll have to just see how things play out tomorrow night. Just exercise caution. And then going into our Sunday, the moisture starts to exit, some lingering drizzle a possibility during the course of the day. We'll be back up to around 40 degrees. All right, so that's the general timeline here. This is our predictor ice potential map, and this takes us through tomorrow night and Sunday morning. We are not expecting a lot of that kind of activity around here, but the model data is suggesting that there could be a little bit of a coating in some spots here, especially back to the northwest. Again, this is not a horrific amount of ice, but it doesn't take a lot of ice to cause issues, and we'll just have to see how things go. All right. Now, as far as the snow potential here, this is the updated run this evening. This is a little bit more bullish as far as some snow accumulation. Now, this doesn't mean this is all going to stick and accumulate on the ground. I suspect that some would be melting with temperatures that will be around or slightly above freezing. But if it comes down at a fast enough rate tomorrow evening, we could have some accumulation even in the Fox Valley area. Some slushy accumulation, definitely on some grassier surfaces here. But the odds are much higher as a whole back to the northwest for a little bit more accumulation. And earlier today, we were thinking that the worst case scenario, we would have about an inch of snowfall. This data has bumped those numbers up just a little bit. So we could have over an inch in some locations here. We'll just have to see if this does build farther down to the southeast or if it's more confined back to the northwest. So hedging just a little bit because Mother Nature is going to dictate this and how the atmosphere is going to be set up temperature-wise from the surface all the way up through a couple thousand feet above the surface. And that's all going to dictate who gets what tomorrow evening and tomorrow night. So, some of us will get snow, some of us will have cold rain, some of us could have a little bit of light freezing rain, some of us could have everything at some point before it switches over to rain as temperatures warm going into tomorrow night. So that is the general lay of the land here. the latest and greatest information that has come on in this evening. So we are giving you that first alert just to make sure you are ready to go for this weekend. It is 11 degrees right now in Green Bay, and it is 32 in St. Louis, 35 in Kansas City, and that milder air is what is coming our way, and that battle between the Arctic air and the milder air usually gives rise to some sort of inclement weather, and that's the weather system coming on in that could kick off the wintry precipitation. So as far as temperatures, we will go from the teens and single digits. Basically right now, our overnight lows are being established right now, and temperatures will slowly climb as we go throughout the course of the night. This is 7 o'clock in the morning. We'll still have some low teens in the North Woods where locations up here will be the last to cloud over. Clouds coming on in will act like a little bit of a blanket and stop the free fall, and then some of this milder air will start to gradually move on in. So we think in the morning we'll be in the 20s here in the valley, the lakeshore. When you wake up, some colder air to the north. This is 4 o'clock in the afternoon. 20s in the north, but around freezing in the Fox Valley, low to mid 30s along the lakeshore. This is just one model. This is, again, not gospel here. It's showing you the trend here. So we could be a little bit warmer than this, and if we are, that would suggest lesser chances for some frozen precip initially, but if it's a little bit colder or if it's like this, this could support some of that initial snow that would eventually switch over to rain during the battleground here going into tomorrow night in that process of this moisture coming on in here. So that is tomorrow afternoon. Let me look at some of these comments here. Let's see, how's it looking for Waukesha? I'm supposed to drive down from Green Bay tomorrow afternoon. Most likely, you could drive, Wayne, thanks for the question. You may drive through a little burst of wet snow down south of Green Bay tomorrow, but along the lakeshore, we should be a little bit warmer, so I would suspect things would be either a mix of rain and snow, switching over to some rain down there. And issues across southeastern Wisconsin are not going to be as extreme as what they could be northwest of the Fox Valley. So just wanted to put that out there. All right. Going into tomorrow at 8 o'clock, notice how temperatures will continue to warm. This is 8 o'clock, and this is midnight. Temperatures will slowly be warming from southeast to northwest as that warmer air starts to come on into our region. And going into your Sunday morning, should be mainly above freezing here across most of the area. The exception would be across parts of the North Woods that will be around freezing, and this could still support a little bit of freezing drizzle in the morning. But if we still have lingering moisture around Sunday morning, most likely it would be just a cold rain here in the valley and the lakeshore. And then by Sunday afternoon, that's done. We'll be pushing 40 degrees. So these systems back to the west, we have two of them actually. We have the one coming in for the weekend. This is out in Kansas right now. And then we have another one out here in the Pacific Northwest. This will be in here for Monday and Tuesday. We'll have a chance for some rain showers and then some blustery conditions on Tuesday and maybe some snowflakes in the North Woods. But two systems here over the next couple of days, one for the weekend, one for early next week. These are current numbers. These are the current temperatures. And basically, some of us may have already had their low for the night. Some of us could still drop a few degrees, but very chilly in the North Woods where temperatures are in the single digits and we still have mostly clear skies. Farther south, it's a little bit milder because those clouds are coming on in here. So we will gradually thicken the clouds and expect 30s for tomorrow in many spots. If you're up north in the North Woods, you will be struggling here or lagging a little bit relative to the rest of the area. So you will likely stay in the upper 20s tomorrow afternoon. Farther south will be in the 30s. And we will get to around freezing and then hover there tomorrow evening as this moisture comes on in, and then gradually go up from there again going into Sunday night or Saturday night and Sunday morning. So it's a slow ascent here as the system comes on through the region. Winds will start to increase from the southeast tomorrow. Could be gusting at times over 20 miles per hour. Now, these winds will be from the southeast off Lake Michigan. So this would try to bring in some relatively warm air off the lake, which is, compared to the air above the ground, it's milder here. The water still above freezing, obviously, and the water will moderate the air, and that air will flow in with a southeast wind. So that could help to influence our temperatures here along the lakeshore, obviously, but also inland close to the lake with a southeast wind. So that's the other wild card we'll be watching out for. How far can some of that relatively mild air migrate as the system unfolds? But it will be a little bit breezy tomorrow. Highs should be anywhere from around 30 in the north, mid-30s to the valley, upper 30s along the lakeshore. But some of these numbers could actually be in the evening as the system and the moisture is coming on in here. So this is most likely not going to be at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. This could be a little bit later than that, and we'll likely have some of that inclement weather around. So a real quick look at where we are headed here down the line. We've got the system for our weekend. This is really going to be for tomorrow evening, tomorrow night, Sunday morning. So if you have plans for tomorrow morning through mid-afternoon, should be pretty good for most of our area, just generally cloudy, a little bit breezy. Sunday afternoon should be okay. There could be a little bit of lingering drizzle, but will be milder, near 40 degrees. Monday, a chance for some rain showers, low 40s. Now, we'll have a cold front kick on through here. This would be Sunday night, Monday morning. I think the better chance for those showers would be Monday morning. And then the front moves through, and there could be a few snow showers across the north woods on Monday evening. And then we'll start to have some breezy winds and cooler air infiltrate the area again on your Tuesday here. So it looks like we could have some gusty breezes and perhaps some lingering snow showers in the north woods again. But that snow chance is really confined to the north, and it will just be a blustery and cooler type day. Keep in mind the average right now is 31, I think, for tomorrow. So, that's about typical for this time of year. We'll be around average Wednesday, Thursday, 30 degrees or so, a little bit colder at night there, but nothing we can't handle. Now, Friday is expected to be another system coming on through here, and this would be likely the last best chance for snow leading into the Christmas weekend. So if you have snow on the ground now, you could lose it prior to next Friday, and then we would have a chance for some additional snow showers here along with some breezes. I think we're pretty quiet next weekend and for Christmas Eve, Christmas Day. It could be cold enough to support snow, but we may not have actual snow falling. So if you want a white Christmas, we would want to have snow on the ground prior to next weekend, because I don't think we'll have too much after that. So that's the way it's looking right now. So there's your 7-day. Get you all ready for this weekend and a couple of things next week, but nothing too outlandish. No Arctic air over the next 7 days. Will be closer to where we should be for this time of year. And just a real quick update. Packers at the Seahawks. This game could not be timed out any better, because there will be inclement weather this weekend prior to the game on Saturday and Sunday morning, and then after the game, late Sunday night into next Monday. So the window here is just perfect to get in a game against the Seahawks in Seattle with not a lot of wet weather. That's the current expectation. Temperatures will be in the 40s. Should be pretty decent football weather there. And you can get some wind-driven, nasty rain in Seattle this time of year. But right now, that doesn't look like it's going to be the case. So good news if you are a Packers fan, and if you want them to have no weather issues in Seattle, that's the way it's looking for the game on Sunday evening. So we'll see how that shakes out. All right, so just to reiterate, we're watching that system down to the southwest right now in Iowa. We'll have another update here on our TV channel tonight. I had to think about it. TV channel WBAY TV2 at 10 o'clock with the latest and greatest. And if you want to be sure with the latest information, tune in to Steve Balon tomorrow morning at 6 o'clock for the very latest, because we'll have a couple of additional rounds of data come on in tonight that will adjust some of the things I've just been talking to you about. So that is the latest and greatest here on this Friday evening. It is 9 o'clock. I'll let you go, and you have a great Friday night, rest of it, and a great weekend. We'll see you later on.